Well, I had a mishap when I put it in the curing machine. Hi everybody, welcome to Creative Pouring by Cheryl. I'm Cheryl. Today I'm going to make this tray. I'm going to go ahead and pour this resin, Tea Expert resin I have right into the tray. And it's just clear. I just wanted enough to make this tray clear so that I can do some fun things, and then I will back it later when it's done. As you can see, I've got some little candy stuff beside me. I kind of filled it up a little bit fuller than I expected, but that's okay. What I plan on doing is I was going to back it, but now I'm beginning to wonder if I should. I might just leave it clear. Get all these bubbles out of here. You want to go around and do the 90-degree angle. This is too thick to do that. I need a smaller item. So I'll just get my little micro brush. That other one's displacing too much stuff. Okay. Just bubbles up. Get my lighter to pop those bubbles that are on the top, that have come up to the top. You always want to use a long neck lighter. Never use any kind of torch on it because it will burn the mold. Okay, I do need to get a little bit of that resin out of there. Just enough to make a little bit more room. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my little scoop and scoop it up. I didn't realize it was so thick or so much in there. All right, now let's go ahead and get my tweezers, and I'm going to start putting these in. I'm going to go candy canes all over the place, or candy all over the place on the edge. Oops. I know they're not sinking yet. I'll push them down in a minute. Well, I had a mishap when I put it in the curing machine. I tried fixing it a little bit before I come back on. What happened was the lid, the lovely lid, left an impression on there because I forgot that you don't put anything on that top shelf unless it's really, really shallow. because this will happen. So what I did was I sanded it all down as much as I could. And I took some of my UV resin, my high gloss UV resin, and I just filled in some of the craters. Let's see, I'm just building it so that it's got somewhat of a same level. Spread it around a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer on the back of it of a color, hopefully, if this looks good. I might just fill it up with clear so that this don't show as much. This was such a pretty tray. Okay, I spread it around a little bit. I'm going to cure this, and then I'll come back with some resin that's mixed up, and we'll fix the tray. All right, I went ahead and mixed up my T-Expert resin. I'm going to go ahead with this on the back of it. I think that'll be really pretty because this is messed up. I wanted it clear, but it didn't work out that way. So we're just going to chuck a bunch of that in there. It's the Resiner's Laser Mint Blue. Anytime you're using your mixer to mix the resin, always make sure you're scraping the sides. You know, at least stop at least once and scrape the sides, and then stop again at the end to scrape them, because all that unmixed resin on there won't cure correctly. That's looking good. I wanted it nice and thick. I love this color green. It's so Christmassy. Look at that. That's going to be gorgeous. Okay, let's get this on there. Spread it around a little bit. That stick is a little bit resiny. Resiny, that isn't a word. The stick has a lot of resin on it. All right, I'll come back when this is cured, and we'll put something on the front to make it look amazing. It's demolding day. Let's see how bad this turned out, or how good this turned out. With all that having to fix it, I kind of worry. Well, it's not the world's best, but we have options. I think it looks okay. I think the green turned out pretty on it behind the little candy thingies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of these stars, and I'm going to make a bottom layer with these stars mixed, or these snowflakes, snowflakes mixed together. I'm going to use my high gloss UV J Diction resin. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a layer on here. I'm just going to get a little silicone tool to spread it out some. This way it'll even out the bottom because I have that little bump right there. I'm not touching the UV resin, so that's why I'm not wearing gloves. Okay, now we've got that bottom layer on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my heat gun to heat it up a little bit so it'll move a little better because it's chilly in here. Give it a little movement that way. Now it's a little bit more heated up. It moves a little easier. Okay, now I'm just going to open this up. Sprinkle a little bit on here. I'll move it around with my other tools in a minute. And I am curing it on both top and bottom, so it's not like it's not gonna cure because the bottom here is very thin. It's very see-through. So it's not like it's only gonna cure on the one side. Spread them out a little. After I get this down in here, I'm gonna cure this layer. And then I'll come back and do another layer over top of it, thinking about doing another layer of snowflakes. Okay, I'm gonna cure this and then we'll be back to do the next layer. I pulled out some out of here. I found some more of these and these. So I'm gonna use those in here to be a little more cohesive with the whole thing. So I'm gonna put some more UV resin just on the bottom, spread it out. This time I don't have to even it out like I did last time. Doesn't have to be perfect. I was trying to even out the bottom last time. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to dump them in. And these in. And we'll move them around so that they're all over the place. Okay. I think that's going to do good. Let's go ahead and cure this, and then I'll be back once this is cured for a top coat. All right, it's time for the top coat. I think that looks amazing. It looks a little busy, but it's better to be busy than to be seeing all that extra stuff behind it. Just putting a nice layer on there. I'm just kind of tilting it a little bit so it gets all over everything evenly. All right, let's cure this and then it'll be done. Here we go. That is so pretty. Look at that. And there's the back. You can still see that line where it sat in there, but actually it looks pretty darn good, I think. I got to clean up on the edges a little bit, but I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to clean this up and get some good pictures for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this pour as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And if you choose to support my channel, I have a super thanks down there. Or you can buy me a coffee. Here's my link. And thank you again. Until next time, keep creating and keep pouring. Bye for now.